And so the Magi were the group of wise men and magicians and astrologers that were in Babylon at the time of Daniel, and Daniel became one of them. And as we learn from the book of Daniel, the king had this dream, and he says, "It's gone from me." So he calls his wise men together and says, "Tell me what I dreamt and what it means." And the wise man says, "Oh, king, nobody can do that. You first tell us the dream, and we'll tell you what it meant." Well, that made the king really mad. And so he makes a decree that all the wise men should be slain. Imagine that. Let's kill them off. And they sought Daniel and his fellow friends to be slain also. So right there we see that Daniel and his buddies were part of the group of wise men that were with them and sentenced to death. So what does Daniel do? He inquires of the Lord to find out the dream, what it was, and what its interpretation is. And God gives him the answer. And notice what Nebuchadnezzar says after Daniel interprets the dream for him in Daniel chapter 2, verses 46 and 47. The king says, "And then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him." He wanted to worship Daniel. And the king answered unto Daniel and said, "Of a truth, it is that your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets." So right away, Nebuchadnezzar realizes that the God of Daniel, Yahweh, is more powerful than any other gods, any other Elohim. And as you know from my messages on our spiritual warfare, there are other Elohim, and there are these gods that are over the Gentile nations. And Nebuchadnezzar had a god or gods over them in which they thought were more powerful than Yahweh until now.